So now how do Trump supporters feel about the health care bill that is currently making its way through the Senate? Well, CNN decided to speak with some of them, and of course they would be massively affected by that, to see how they feel about this. And, well, let's take a look.
I want to ask all of you about something else that's in the news and that is affects lots of people's lives, healthcare. So, Colleen, how are you feeling about President Trump's take on the healthcare bill?
Scared.
Why?
I have bipolar disorder. It's a pretty severe case, and I rely on my doctor and many medications to make me stable and able to function in the community. And if he takes that away, Medicaid people, Medicare people, those who are bipolar, no medications, no doctors, it's going to be like the zombie apocalypse. Really, running through the streets crazy.
What did you think he was going to do with
something
healthcare?
Better? And what I've seen come off the block is not better. It's scary to me.
No kidding. I mean, look, let's be serious. Aside from the zombie apocalypse thing, because I found that quite entertaining. Like, yeah, it's going to be the zombie apocalypse. It's going to be crazy people running throughout the streets because they can't get their medication. That's actually incredibly true, because she would have a pre-existing condition. So yes, that would be a major problem. Now, bipolar, again, that's no joke. Okay, mental illness, not a joke. These people require these, medications, and some of them are on Medicaid, which is going to be cut by $700 billion. And a lot of these people rely on health insurance. Now, as I explained to you in a previous segment, the Cruz Mike Lee amendment would basically make it, it would input a death spiral into the market, allowing insurance companies to offer plans that don't meet any sort of requirements as long as they offer one. Well, of course, sick people are going to go to the plan that's a little bit more robust, that actually covers things, and healthier people are going to go to the cheaper junk insurance plans because they are cheaper. So that's going to create an imbalance in the market, and you're going to end up people like this woman, Colleen, who is not going to be able to afford her health insurance premiums. You can't afford your health insurance premiums. You're not going to be able to afford doctor visits or medication. And yes, it will be the zombie apocalypse. Okay. Now, she also said, as you might have heard, I thought he would offer something better. Well, look, what he did is that, yes, he told you kind of what you wanted to hear, very, very vaguely. No details, no specifics. Oh, it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be better. It's going to be fantastic. Just you wait. My healthcare plan, we're going to make sure nobody dies in the streets and everybody's going to get the most fantastic healthcare in the world. Well, that's not what this bill is. And of course, Trump supporters, they noticed that. In fact, let's go to the next clip.
When Trump said, I'm going to repeal and replace Obamacare, I just kind of thought he's promising something that only Congress can do.
So you didn't take it that seriously?
I mean, I didn't. And he promised he was going to replace it with something better. And I just figured Congress isn't going to go along with him. So he's just saying something people want to hear.
But it seems that Congress is attempting.
Yeah, they are.
I know, right? I was wrong.
So, and now are you happy with his efforts on it and where Congress finds itself?
No. I mean, I have loved ones that have chronic conditions that are functioning now because of the medications they're on and because of the medical care they receive because I have health insurance. So no, I don't. I'm scared.
And again, look, what she says is true. Look, I didn't think he was actually going to do anything, but then it's in Congress's hands. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, a good president would actually be actively involved in crafting the specific policies inside of the healthcare bill. Donald Trump has proven over and over again that he has no idea what's inside of his healthcare bill whatsoever. He doesn't know what's in there. He says, boy, who knew healthcare would be so complicated? Anybody who was actually involved in crafting a healthcare bill would obviously know. Anybody who's competent. But again, we know that Donald Trump is the opposite of competent. Okay. And again, doesn't know what's in his healthcare bill, so he makes a whole bunch of promises. And of course, Congress is doing the absolute opposite. He has no control over Congress, which of course, I understand that's the separation of powers and everything. But as president, it's kind of your duty to lead the party. You are the de facto leader of the Republican Party. So you should know what's at least in your healthcare bill, and you should try to push people towards your promises, the people in Congress. Hey, we said we want healthcare for everybody. Why aren't you doing it, Republicans? You're members of my party. Why aren't you doing this? You need to start going in that direction. But that actually involves being a leader. And, of course, Donald Trump, not much of a leader. So, look, you have two people on the panel that are freaking out, that are very, very scared, and they should be, understandably. But is there anybody on the panel who actually does like Trumpcare?
He made the promise to repeal and replace. Right now, it's in the Senate's hands. This is the problem. You got some Republicans that are not working with the president. You know, if I can use the term, you're fired. I would love to fire Paul Ryan, Senator McCain. But, you know, and then the Democrats, they're all sticking together. No one is working together for this.
Well, because the Democrats don't want to repeal.
No, they don't, because they want to keep...
They want to fix it.
Well, I mean, I have Obamacare.
And does it work for you?
No. Well, I mean, it does, but my premiums went from $350 to $900 a month.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And so you would support it being repealed right now?
Absolutely. I think that we should have affordable health care and good health care for all Americans that need it and that want it. But I don't think you should be penalized if you don't have if you don't want the insurance. You know, I think we all pretty much want the same thing. We all want to feel secure. We want to know that our government is going to take care of us from foreign enemies and perhaps even domestic enemies.
I think we have an impatient America. I think everybody in America is so impatient that they want change. They are so desperate for change right now.
Okay, so there's a lot of important stuff in there, and I want to break that down. But first, let's go back to the first guy. Okay. Man, you know, like, I want to get rid of Obamacare. Why are the Democrats trying to work with Trump in order to destroy Obamacare? Think about that for a second. Don't worry, it'll come to you. You just got to sit and think. Why would the Democrats pass Obamacare under Barack Obama? Why are they not working with Trump to get rid of Obamacare? Okay. All right. No, they're not going to work with you to destroy that. And look, Camerota, Allison Camerota, the host there, asking the questions. Well, she's like, well, the Democrats are all working together. No, they're not. There's actually Democrats. Look, there's a big problem, big fracture in the Democratic Party between the corporatists and the progressives. Progressives want single payer. That's what I am. I want single payer. I want to see us have single payer. The corporatists just want to do a couple of token fixes to Obamacare and actually work with the Republicans to get it done. That's not in the direction we need to go. Okay. Now, the other guy, he points out some actual fair points, flaws in the ACA. Now, he says, like, hey, man, it's working, but it's not working because my premiums went up. Well, okay, well, that sucks. Totally. I understand that. Okay. And look, he also pointed out how I don't want people to be penalized. Totally understandable. Okay. Look, and there are people out there with insurance that have such high deductibles and copays that they can't actually use it. That also sucks. We need to do some fixes on that. Definitely. Now, at the same time, that same guy is like, but it is working. But it's not. But it is. All right. Now, there is a few things that you could do about that. One is, of course, you can do what I just said, fix the ACA. Now, you could fix the ACA instead of burning it to the ground and replacing it with what's essentially a giant tax cut for rich people, right? It's wrapped up in a health care bill. No, health care bills don't throw millions of people off health insurance. They actually deliver health care. This is not a health care bill. So there's that, right? The second option is actually doing a real solution and ending the debate once for all by doing Medicare for all. No insurance companies, no penalties, no premiums, no subsidies. It's all paid through it's all paid through your taxes, and will actually save you money because it ends up being more efficient. Now, here's the other thing, right? That last woman that last part, I think struck me the most. People are desperate for change. See, these are Trump supporters. These are the people that I like to call the brick throwers, right? So people are desperate for change. Exactly. The Democrats during the election were not offering change. Oh, the AC is great. Why don't you like it? Well, it has some serious issues because it's a right-wing healthcare plan. Well, let's fix those issues, or even better, let's do Medicare for all. No, we can't do that. We have to do incremental change. That's the only thing that we're allowed to do is just talk about incremental change, because Medicare for all will never, ever, ever happen. It's just too pie in the sky. See, that's what the Democratic Party was saying. Trump was saying everything people wanted to hear, but he meant nothing. He was lying to them. He was lying to you guys. He said, oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. No, it's not. Look, these people, I know there's a lot of hate for these people, but actually, I don't hate them at all. Okay? I know, it's like super controversial, right? Like, oh, I don't hate a Trump supporter because they're a Trump supporter. I disagree with them. But at the same time, I don't want to see these people suffer. That's why we're progressives. We want to see everybody get something like Medicare for all, because that's the only real system. That's the only way you can actually guarantee healthcare for everyone. As that guy said, hey man, we want to make sure Americans have healthcare. All Americans have healthcare. Well, so do we. But we have vastly different ways of getting there. And the only system that can actually get to that result is the one system that the establishment, the Democrats and the Republican establishment, will not go in. And that is Medicare for all. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.